yourself, my dear. It's a holiday in Cambodia. It's talking.
On this week's episode, the guys talk about rock and roll and supporting your favorite artists, the new shitty-ass microphones they acquired, Aaron Rodgers and his massive extension to the tune of 134.6 something like that $million. Dude's rich.
We are rolling everywhere.
Okay, here we go. Just give me a second. Okay.
So you line that up, or
Yep.
what?
I didn't do that for the first 5 or whatever, and I'm really kicking myself about that because it's really hard to line it up otherwise.
That's interesting. I never knew that's why we do that.
Yeah. The whole clip at the beginning of a scene in a movie,
There's a purpose for it.
that's why it does that. Yep. It clicks, you hear the click, and it picks up the audio, and you line it up. Yeah, so tonight, what we got going is Ryan was MIA last week, so I had to fill in.
Shave my beard off.
Shaved the beard, gone. Looks good.
Dude, my beard was that long. 4 inches?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so, dude, I was so uncomfortable all summer. It felt like you were wearing a scarf, or you had a kitten on your face.
Sure.
Well, I'm just, everything I was doing, I was sweating. I was like, what is this?
Does it get itchy?
Oh, yeah. It's terrible. It's terribly uncomfortable.
But that's why you developed your beard oil.
Yeah. Yep.
Or does that not help with that?
I don't know, man. It was just gross because I'd get so much dirt and like dust in it and stuff. And
Do you think every man that has a beard has that problem?
I think you have to, I think in order to pull it off, I think you have to just not care enough. Not care that it bothers you, not care that it's scratchy. The joy of not waking up and shaving every day must be worth it. So.
Interesting, because I can't really grow a beard.
Yeah.
And I just take like a beard trimmer to my face twice a week.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't understand the struggle of having to shave all the time.
Yep.
But I do grow a mustache in the winter because it helps with chapped lips.
Yeah.
And so then I have to clean shave everything else.
Yeah.
Where normally I just always have a small amount of stubble.
Uh-huh.
And dude, I shave that probably every other day. And just doing that little bit on my chin was enough to be like, this sucks.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. And it's uncomfortable too, especially if you don't really know what you're doing. Most guys are probably just freestyling it. I know I am. I'm definitely don't know much about shaving. I've got cheap razors and
What kind do you use?
just those blue Bics I don't shave. I haven't clean shaven with a razor in probably a good like since my sister's wedding, maybe.
Oh, wow.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was 2 years ago.
Probably.
Dang.
But I'm not, I mean, that's the thing is I always get a rash. Right here. And it's so uncomfortable. And, yeah, it just isn't, I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot to go through to have a baby face.
Yeah. If your job allows it, yeah, you might as well have something there then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's just this bad period where, like right now, usually I just hit it with my beard trimmer. And there's this like bad period where it's like 5 days without hitting it, where it just looks like you crawled out of a gutter somewhere. This weird, the transition between like 5 o'clock shadow and like nightmare, midnight night, just looking like a werewolf. So, and that's that. People who successfully grow beards make it over these weird beard phases.
Gotcha.
Where you go from like that to the mini beard to I'm not quite a man yet, and then you run into a guy who's got a beard like down to here, and it's like, who am I kidding? I was watching. I saw a video or a picture or something of Tom Jordan. You remember him?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that guy, his beard is down to his belly button for sure.
I don't know how he plays guitar.
I know.
Tom Jordan is a guy who plays in a local band called 20 Watt Tombstone.
Yeah, they're local to here. I mean, but they're hardly.
Oh, dude,
they're hardly local. I mean, those guys touring, big. I mean, really long stretches. It looks like to me.
Yeah.
You know, like they're out on the road for a long time.
Yeah, I respect that about Tom, man. That's like he's been doing it for a while, like nonstop.
Yep.
I don't know, since I've known him, and I don't really know him that well, I guess. But back then, I don't even know if I ever heard of him talking about like a job.
Yeah, I think he's been a full-time musician. I don't know. I can't. I don't know enough about him really.
Okay. Well, anyway,
But,
Tom, he's a good guy.
Yeah, check out 20 Watt Tombstone is Tom's band, and dude, their music style is really is cool too. I mean, it's like blues and but Mitch, their drummer, plays really heavy. He plays like breakdown grooves and stuff.
Yeah,
it's weird. So
well, and then Tom, he plays with a slide.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And his open fingers.
Yeah.
So he's making chords and playing with a slide on his finger the whole time.
Yeah.
Like a big old fat slide, dude.
And they're a two-piece band, but they wouldn't be able to pull that off without Tom, all of the fucking amps that guy has. Did you see pictures of them recently? I think he's got 2 orange 412 cabs. He has it looks like a bass rig now that he has on stage with like an Ampeg head.
Weird.
And
are you sure that wasn't the other band?
I don't know. I don't know that for sure. this is what is in the picture. So, or in several pictures I've seen, I know the orange setup is his for sure. I don't know if he's playing. We should reach out to him and have him on the show sometime.
That's a really good idea.
He does stuff like
I'm
this.
fairly confident. Actually, I shouldn't even say this because it's probably not true, so you guys can sue me. That's fine. I think 20 Watt Tombstone is because he plays a 20 watt orange amp and it looks like a Tombstone because it's a 212 cab in that little head. It's smaller than like a standard guitar amp head. Like
no, he's not playing with 20 watts. Dude, he's got a bazillion.
I'm pretty sure he had I could be wrong on that.
Dude, even if that's not true, that sounds like a great fan theory.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Tom, you guys,
I bet you he hasn't even heard that, the 20 Watt Tombstone, that his rig looks like a tombstone.
Dude, that's why I'm like almost thinking that's how they named the band. Okay, next week we'll get to the answer.
Shout out to 20 Watt Tombstone. Check them out. You can check them out everywhere. They got a couple music videos. Have you seen any of their music videos?
Dude, they're awesome.
They're great. Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. Their music is on Spotify and iTunes, and dude, they've got vinyl. I'm pretty sure they pressed vinyl for their last couple of records, and they did a split EP with another band. Yeah, but so they're local to Wausau. We were talking about like local stuff, and Tom has been. We met Tom, I don't know, 15 years ago or more, when we were in a band, and even then Tom was kind of like a legendary status, I guess. Like
to us, he was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was just Tom's probably.
And he is.
What do you think? He's probably 5 years older than us, maybe a little bit older.
No, dude, he's like 42.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, but either way, he's. But he's been so. Even 15 years ago, he already was in a successful band, and he reached out. Did he? How did we meet him? At a guitar shop, right? Dave's Guitars?
Yeah, Dave's Guitars.
Okay, he worked there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, we should, if you haven't heard of 20 Watt Tombstone, check them out. Buy their merch. If, being an independent band is, nowadays you don't make money off selling music. Basically, you give away your music and you sell your merch. That's the way I see this, because guys aren't making a ton of money on iTunes and on Spotify, and
Touring.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
what do you?
how you sell your merch and your.
Yeah.
You do get a portion of the ticket sales.
Sure. Or a guarantee at the door or something, But so what I was gonna say is, if anybody, everybody always talks about like, oh, support local music and all this, but it means more than just checking out the band. Check out the band if you like the band. I'm sure there's a link to their merch store on through iTunes or on Facebook or something. But buy a band's merch. Especially young bands and bands that are trying to hit the road and touring, buy their merch if you want to really help them out.
There you go. Yeah, that's a really good point. That
was a long point, but that's the one I was trying to make. That's why a lot of bands are selling vinyl now, I think, because you can sell vinyl again. And because it's, you're buying, whether it's a 12-inch or even a 7-inch, I guess, you're buying a piece of artwork and a physical thing. And so, yeah, buy the band stuff.
Dude, speaking of, I guess, live music and everything like that, these sound a lot different. Our podcast might sound a lot different in this week's episode because we got some different microphones.
Oh, yeah, we're just trying out a couple, like, really awesome mics. I mean,
they're cheap as hell.
If you can see, I mean, these are...
They look nice. I mean, this blue one looks real nice.
Yeah, man. But, they look pretty.
Maybe they sound good, maybe they don't. I know they really pick up a lot of stuff. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's...
Either that, these are kind of hot today.
Well, we'll just see how they are. I mean, I have a lot of microphones, and these are actually brand new. I bought them with these stands, and they were dirt cheap. It was like, I don't know, $25 for this mic and the stand.
It's worth it then.
Well, I think if you buy the stand, they're like $15 by themselves. Right. So you might as well throw in a couple extra and get the... As I'm saying this, the stand is falling off the table.
That's all right, man. Get it. Dude, so Aaron Rodgers got a massive contract. Did you hear about this?
No.
4-year extension, 36 million, whatever it is. Biggest in, like, I think, NFL history.
A 4-year contract?
Extension, yeah.
Wow. Quit smoking 2 days ago.
Dude, congrats, man. Applause.
Oh, bullshit. That's the worst part about quitting smoking is everybody is, dude, man, we're so proud of you. This time you got it. And then it's like the next time you see me, I just light up a smoke, How many times have I quit smoking?
Oh, dude, since you've
known me.
So many times. But I support you every time.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I'm here for you. Yeah, no problem.
That's how I know I'm starting to feel better, because I'm smoking again. I went a good, man, I don't know, 2 years without smoking? 2 years straight. But I was miserable. I had all these back pains and like, yeah, dude, it was the worst I ever felt. Anxiety through the freaking roof. I was just a basket case. Landed myself in the hospital from 2 anxiety attacks. And I started feeling better. Just boom, start hitting them cigs again. I feel like $1 million. I can't believe, if nobody was to tell me that they're terrible for you and called cancer, I'd never know. I'd think it was the best thing that ever happened. Nothing's better than a cigarette. And smokers know this. They're just, nowadays, everybody's scared to be a smoker because...
Yeah, it kills you, dude.
Yeah, and it's just not cool like it used to be. It used to be the Marlboro Man and the cowboy and the Joe Camel. And smoking culture was like, yeah, if you didn't smoke, you weren't cool. Nowadays, it's like, you guys are a smoker.
I guess I never felt that pressure growing up.
Yeah. Well, my whole... my mom smoked when I was a kid.
Okay.
And, my dad smoked... snuck cigarettes and...
So now your kids are going to smoke cigarettes.
And that's exactly why it's probably a good idea to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just what you just said. Yeah. I don't want my kids to smoke. They shouldn't do it. Yeah. Nobody should do it. It's not a great choice. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but I love it. It's great for me.
It sounds like it's got a lot of benefits for you.
Oh, smokers!
Because you are right. I mean,
smokers know what I'm talking about. It is paradise to have a cigarette. I mean, especially if you have anxiety problems. Like me, I smoke when I'm excited. Like, oh, when I'm happy, like, oh, dude, let's go have a smoke. Or, oh, Dave's coming over. I'm going to go outside and have a smoke. Or, oh, dude, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to walk out with you and I'm going to have a smoke. It's like, I don't know. That's just how it is for me. Love them.
Yeah, but, that's...
Maybe because some of my best memories, like being a teenager in high school, like standing outside my parents' back door with, like, all my friends smoking cigarettes. Everybody was smoking.
Dude, that was a good time.
Yeah.
That was an awesome time in my life. You just show up at your house, whether you were home or not, like, because somebody else was there, or nobody was there, so you whatever, hung out until somebody showed up.
Right.
Sitting in your car listening to music, or sitting on your front porch, or making a piece of toast in the house. Like, the house was always open.
Yep.
Dude,
somebody was always kind of coming or going, or, waiting for somebody to meet somebody there. Well, I was, like, one of the only guys who lived in town, too.
Yeah.
I think if, your folks lived out in the country, Jason's folks lived out in the country, all those guys... And it was kind of like nobody had cars. So when you were in town, like, if you had a place to go, it was like, oh, I could stay in town later, And
But the crazy part about that is that's where we met to talk, right? Nowadays, when you want to meet to talk, you jump on a group chat.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kind of weird, right? Like, you don't actually have to meet up with all 5 of those people. You can just send them a chat or a text message. I mean, that's cool. But back then... you needed to relay some info. Like, you had to show up, talk to the dude. Well, I got to run because I got to go to work, at the grocery store.
Right.
And you're there, and I told you, remember to tell Steve.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Or actually had to drive places to, like, pick people up and talk to them.
Call people's their houses because we didn't have cell phones. I mean... I didn't have a cell phone until the end of my senior year of high school. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was probably 2 years after high school.
After high school?
Yeah, dude.
No, you had a phone in high school. Towards the end of your senior year?
No, never did. I went to Florida and didn't have a phone. Didn't have a cell phone.
That's crazy to think.
Yeah.
Wow, maybe I didn't get one until later, too.
Because here's why. I moved back to Wisconsin, up to Tomahawk with John and Orlando.
Yep.
And I, to this day, have a Tomahawk connection number or whatever.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
715-612. My phone number. Wow. Which is the last 4 digits.
4318 is your phone number.
Thanks, yeah.
You have one of the only phone numbers I actually know. 612-4318.
Yeah. Yours too. I remember your home phone from a kid, 1238.
Yeah.
Easy as pie. And Steve's was like 5869.
Funny.
Because it was a pattern.
Yep. Yeah, do you remember like calling your friend's house and their mom would pick up and, hey, is Steve home? And the worst was like, I hope Steve's mom did not. I don't think she liked me as a kid.
No,
and
she still doesn't like you.
She loves me now.
No, to this day, she blames you for everything.
Okay, it might be a stretch to say that she loves me.
Steve got in a lot of trouble. Always. He's always in trouble. And his mother would constantly blame everyone else except Steve. And you were always the number one to blame. It was always your fault.
So I remember calling Steve's house when I was a kid, and Steve's mom would answer the phone and, hey, is Steve home? Yeah, hang on. Steven! Bye, Mom, going to Ryan's house. And you can just picture this going down,
She's just stressing out to the max.
Yeah, because I get it. I understand why.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Not you have, a family.
Yep.
Try to separate those two.
What?
Remember the good times, man.
You know the funniest thing?
That's why they write songs about that. You don't ever hear anybody writing songs and hits about, now I'm married and got kids. My life is so much better.
Right?
No, dude, it was in the summer of 69.
Yeah. Glory days.
Glory days. Yep.
What was funny though is Steve's mom and dad came to my wedding, and we were sitting down together, and I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm really glad you guys came. It means a lot to me because I didn't think you liked me, and then I somehow we got on the topic of, I said, you think I'm bad? I'm like, Steve is bad. I'm like, Steve influenced me. Steve made me bad. And I started telling him, I was like, do you have any idea all the stuff Steve has done? And I just started outing him on everything that he ever did wrong. And Steve's mom just sat there and shook her head like, yeah, we know. He told us. He told us all that. I was like, what? Even though, yeah, he told us that. So she knows, man, and she still loves Steve. Steve is still her little boy.
Just an angel, man.
I look at Steve. Good. He's just not an angel. He's naughty. He's got his little mustache now and his little muscles and all that. Steve's a friend of ours. We went to high school.
Since diapers, man.
Yeah, well, you've known Steve longer than I have. Yeah. I would say Steve is in the wolf pack for sure. Like the immediate. I mean, we both. I think you and I were the only two of Steve's friends invited to his wedding. So that's got to mean something. Out of all the friends Steve has, he didn't invite like nearly half of them to his wedding.
That's all right, dude. It's expensive.
Yeah, you and Jason and I.
I miss that guy. I did text him the other day.
Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, he seems to be doing great.
Oh, he's doing awesome. Yeah, he's finally done with school. So that's like a big wait, till he starts school again for the next thing.
College boy.
I think he's going on like 10, 15 years of college or something like that. Higher education.
Steve's best look was the fireman.
Oh, for sure. I don't know how he lost that gig.
He's been the sailor. He's been the fireman. He's been the policeman.
The EMT.
The EMT. And then he I think his side gig or like his side persona is the lumberjack because he's got like a closet full of flannel, I'm sure. And he's got a bunch of chainsaws and like outdoor equipment, and every once in a while you see something about Steve like cutting a tree down in his backyard. I mean, not like he needs to, but so I thought the fireman was a good look on him.
Well, now he's doing the stay-at-home dad thing. So that's good. That's another look.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, I liked Steve best probably the sailor.
Sailor Steve?
Yeah, Sailor Steve.
I like, end of high school, senior year, Steve was my favorite. He was stripper Steve. He was the dancer. He was the party boy. He was legitimate. He was our party boy. He'd show up and just show out. Everybody's got a friend like that.
Yeah.
How many? I mean, that one friend that you just.
Yep, that guy.
But he's thing about Steve though is my mom loves Steve to death. Like,
oh yeah,
moms just love Steve, including his own, and he's terrible. And I'll bet you, if my mom saw Steve doing half the shit that Steve's done, she'd probably still think he was cute. Oh, look at him. He's dancing on the pool table. He's stabbing holes in somebody's speakers. He's so cute. Steve's own mother, she knows about all the bad things he's done. Still loves him. Loves him like crazy.
Maybe
loves
that's
him,
why.
Loves him more
Maybe
because
that's
of
why.
it.
Mamas don't have to love the good boys so much, because they know they'll be all right. But the bad boys, try to hold on to them suckers. No, he's in a good place, man. He came around, and now he's real domesticated in a good way.
Yeah.
In a responsible, fatherly, provider of a family way. And that's good for him, because I don't think a lot of us thought that he'd end up there.
No.
Love that kid.
Yep.
Love him.
Yep.
He's like brother.
Yeah. Dude, that is coming up on the show. I think, we're about to launch this thing. This is our 6th episode now, and the show is going to come out one episode at a time. And by the time this episode pops up, episode 6, hopefully we're starting to fall into a place where we have a rhythm. We have a name to the show now, which I don't know if we've officially announced.
No,
or
we
not.
haven't.
Everybody else is gonna know it from day one, right? But us, we're as doing this podcast
Correct.
as of episode 6.
Yeah.
Until today, we didn't really have a name or any of that stuff. So Ryan and Dave Saves the World is the show officially.
Yep.
I think you talked about it a little bit. Maybe we've talked about it before. Maybe we have talked about this.
No.
Not at all?
No.
I think we've mentioned it. Anyway,
We mentioned we didn't have a name.
so the
Maybe
show,
we have a name.
right?
Maybe we've already disclosed we have a name.
Yeah, but that's it. Ryan and Dave Saves the World. Everybody else is gonna know it. It's so irrelevant because they're gonna know it from the first episode.
They're gonna know it because, like 2 episodes ago, we talked about the email.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So that's okay. Hit us up.
Disregard everything we just said.
Right.
We don't really listen back on our episodes, so
I have I have a couple of times, but I just find myself being overcritical of myself and just not enjoying it. Just saying, what an idiot. You sound like a moron. I've always hated the way my voice has sounded on tape. I hate the way I sound when I sing.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
like,
that's
who
everyone.
is this moron? He sounds like an idiot.
That's why we're doing this show.
Yep.
Saving the world, man, one idiot at a time.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit too, real quick, is just the show, and kind of like we're 6 episodes in, and like people are kind of looking for what are you guys doing? I mean, are you just really just sitting there and talking for an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're at a point now, 6 episodes in, where I think we're going to make a big evolution here in the show. I think we're going to start, I think our next few episodes, we're going to start featuring guests. We already have. You had Randy on the show.
Yep. He's a fill-in.
Thanks to Randy, by the way. Randy is Dave's neighbor.
Yep.
But hey, thanks, Randy. It was nice to get to know you a little bit on the show and hear about your life a little. And but anyways, the evolution of the show, I feel like we're about to make a leap. We're going to start having guests on now that it's going to become public. By the time somebody's listening to this, already going to be public. And they're already going to know that we have a logo. Dude, it's like back to the future or something here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm really confusing myself.
We're going to print this for sure.
Yeah.
So basically what we did is, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. That's obvious. And so we decided that we would build up a bank of about 4, 5, it'll be 6 now, episodes, in case we miss a week, because we do have families and obligations and stuff like that. We want to try to release an episode a week. So we are actually 6 weeks into this since we started. So whoever's actually watched all 6 episodes, this will be, I guess, interesting. Maybe not at all, but it's interesting to us. So
I don't know. I mean, really, that's the whole premise is what we're just talking. So, right? I mean, but I think we're going to start hitting the stride, and there's going to be kind of more of a feel to how we do the shows and
figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Figuring it out.
Yeah. As we start featuring guests here, you guys need to let us know who you want on the show. If you think you have somebody who would just get along with hanging out with Dave and I for an hour and let us know. You know, if you want us to feature your band's music on the show.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for joining Dave and I as we go about our weekly ramblings. Hey, if you're interested in being a guest on the show or have a cool topic or something you want to talk about, hit us up on our Facebook page. You can connect with us also over email at ryananddavesavetheworld@gmail.com. Music in the beginning of today's episode brought to you by a band called Dig Deep. The outro song Rockin' Your Earholes right now is brought to you by a band called Saving Cities.